Namaste, friends. Today we are beginning an important journey, a journey with 700 steps, or 700 miles, or 700 kilometers. Why 700? Because there are 700 verses in the Bhagavad Gita. So in this series, we will take one verse in each episode, and we will analyze that verse using Sanskrit as a tool. So we're not getting too much into philosophy because there are so many other commentaries series already available that analyze the Bhagavad Gita philosophically. But in this series, our focus is primarily for translating each verse in each word of that verse. So that is what we are intending to do in this particular series. Now, Bhagavad Gita, as you know, literally simply means the divine song or the song of the Lord, the poetic verses that Lord Krishna narrated to Arjun when Arjun had that confusion whether to fight or not to fight, right? And why Bhagavad Gita we are choosing? Because Bhagavad Gita is probably the most popular, the most revered text in the entire canon of Hindu library of libraries. What I call India is the largest and longest library of libraries in the world, right? Because every state has a unique language. In every language, we have huge library, and each library consists of so many texts. But out of all those texts in so many languages of India, ancient and contemporary, probably Bhagavad Gita can be called as the most popular. A text that was revered even by Adi Shankaracharya, who wrote probably one of the first commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita. Then Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya and Vallabhacharya. In fact, every Acharya was required to write a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita because it is considered as part of the Prasthantraya. Until you write a commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, you don't really get the highest respect of being an Acharya and so on. So after all those Acharyas, we have Mahatma Gandhi, who wrote his own commentary on the Bhagavad Gita, so Adi Shankaracharya commented the Bhagavad Gita from sannyasa as his lens. Mahatma Gandhi commented on the Bhagavad Gita as non-violence and as his lens. But even before Mahatma Gandhi, we had Lokmanya Tilak, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak in Pune, where he commented on the Bhagavad Gita in his book called Gita Rahasya that he wrote in Mandle prison, Mandle jail in Rangoon, in Myanmar, today's Myanmar. And Lokmanya Tilak's perspective was different from Adi Shankaracharya before him or Mahatma Gandhi after him. Tilak wanted Bhagavad Gita to inspire the freedom fighters, the Indians who were under the British Raj, and how they can take inspiration from the Bhagavad Gita. So his perspective was Karma Yoga, activism, right? So that led into activism and so on. Following Tilak's lineage in contemporary time until recently, revered Pandurang Shastri Athavale, the founder of Swadhyaya Parivar, also interpreted the Bhagavad Gita for devotional activism, what he called as Kriti Bhakti. So we have so many comments. Then we have Osho, another giant among Indian speakers, Indian gurus, Osho, who did not write a single word, but he gave a vocal commentary on the Bhagavad Gita on his own series of Hindi discourses on the Bhagavad Gita, where he interpreted the Bhagavad Gita to mean that it inspires one to go inside meditation. Meditation was his focus. So almost all texts from his perspective, they always inspire us to do more meditation for personal experience of spirituality rather than rituals or following any guru or whatever. So keeping all those commentaries aside, while we're talking on commentaries, we might also mention non-Indian scholars, philosophers who became devotees of the Bhagavad Gita. One of the pioneers, earliest names in American history is of R.W. Emerson and H.D. Thoreau. Both of them just fell in love with the Bhagavad Gita. I went to their house near Boston in Concord, Massachusetts. And even today, there's a place in that house where they have saved all the Indian texts that these two colleagues, friends used to read and discuss, H.D. Thoreau and R.W. Emerson. H.D. Thoreau, in turn, he took inspiration from Indian text, and then later H.D. Thoreau also became one of the inspirators for Mahatma Gandhi, and Mahatma Gandhi again inspired Dr. Martin Luther King. So connection between India and US go centuries old. Anyway, so keeping all the history aside, philosophy aside, let's dive into the Bhagavad Gita. We'll take the first verse. Oh, also, I'll be using the book called the Bhagavad Gita, which has been now published in its 25th Silver Jubilee Anniversary edition. This book, Bhagavad Gita, is translated by Winthrop Sargent, and it was edited by Christopher Key Chappell. It was published by SUNY Press, State University of New York. Why I like this book is it takes each word of the Bhagavad Gita without, again, getting into too much philosophy or different sectarian interpretations. It just takes each word and analyzes it linguistically, translates each word and translates it from Sanskrit to English. So I'll try to use English and Hindi as I translate the Bhagavad Gita using this book and using a little bit of knowledge that I have. So first words, as we all know, there is the Dhritarashtra and there is Sanjay. Dhritarashtra cannot see anything. So Sanjay is narrating the entire Bhagavad Gita, entire Mahabharata war to his king Dhritarashtra, right? So the very first line is Dhritarashtra Uvacha, right? That's the first line. So what does it mean? We all know Dhritarashtra spoke, right? So he is speaking with Sanjay, right? So, and now if you take the words Dhritarashtra simply means he's the blind Kuru king, father of the 100 Kaurava brothers, to whom the Bhagavad Gita is to be relayed by Sanjay, his minister, right? But if you analyze the word Dhritarashtra, the word itself is a Bahuvrihi compound, Bahuvrihi Samas in Sanskrit language, which means Dhrita, which means held, and Rashtra, which means kingdom. Kingdom ko jisne sambhal ke rakha, right? But the beauty of Bahuvrihi Samas is that it does not, the entire meaning as a whole is not limited to Dhrit or Rashtra. It is referring to a third noun completely outside of Dhrit and Rashtra, which is the emperor, the king, Dhritarashtra, the father of Kauravas. So held kingdom is literal meaning, but Bahuvrihi makes it a figurative meaning of Dhritarashtra, the emperor. So that is the beauty of Bahuvrihi Samas, Bahuvrihi compound. If we take some other examples of Bahuvrihi, Trinetra would be another example of Bahuvrihi. Trinetra means three eyes, right? But we know that the meaning is not three eyes. Meaning is Shiva that has three eyes, right? Similarly, Chandrasekhar or Tiranga. Tiranga is a good example. Three colors. Tiranga simply literally means three colors, but figuratively it means it is referring to the national flag of India. So that is the beauty of Bahuvrihi. It's not to be taken literal meaning of those two words. It is meaning that is figuratively outside of those two words. That is how Bahuvrihi Samas works. So that was the first word, Dhritarashtra. Second word is Uvacha, which is third person singular, perfect and active voice. So in English, there is an active voice and passive voice, right? So here it is active voice. So Dhritarashtra spoke. Uvacha means he said or he spoke. So that completes our first episode. This is just a humble beginning. So we have 699 more episodes to go, and we'll hopefully be able to learn and understand the Bhagavad Gita more deeply. Thank you.